Well, the folks over at Trinity Baptist Church want you to take a stand, improve yourself, and stay mindful. They're exploring the core beliefs of the church over a 7-week program called I Stand. We've got Pastor Steve here to tell us what it's all about. What are we standing for?
Well, we're standing for, not against. The Bible is not a rule book of do's and don'ts. Those are in there. It's a book of divine principles that are just as real and applicable as when they were written. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of falsehood, a lot of lies out there. People are looking for the truth. So what we're trying to do is simply stand for biblical truth. Last week we stood for biblical authority. We had over 1,400 people who attended the services, taking notes, being part of what's going on. This week we're talking about biblical eternity. People think, boy, I'm good. Okay, but is good good enough? If I were to ask someone, have you come to the place in your spiritual life, you know for certain you're going to heaven? Most of them would say, yeah, because everybody wants to go to heaven. But if I ask you, what would you say to God if he asked you, why should I let you in my heaven? Then they say, oh, I don't know, I'm a good person. So we're going to talk about taking a stand for biblical eternity. What does that mean from God's perspective?
It sounds like asking people to take a really long, hard look at themselves.
Exactly, a long, hard look at who I am, where I am, what I believe, how long am I going to be on this earth. We don't live forever. Everybody dies sometime. And so what happens when I die?
All right, taking a look at all of those things. What happens if someone, and this is a 7-week program, you're in the second week of it, what happens if someone happens to miss one? Can they catch up?
Yeah, you can go to the website, tbclc.org, go to the web page. The first thing that comes up is I Stand. You can click on that. You can catch the service on Sunday morning. You can also catch the Bible study that's been given individually and follow along.
All right, you're making it really, really easy for your parishioners to stay caught up with the I Stand program. How did you come up with all of this? I understand it was a group effort.
Well, it was a group effort. It started about 2 years ago. And just began to think about where we were, where our nation is. Last year, the staff and I sat down together at Trinity through a day and just said, here are the areas that we want to cover, the 6 irrefutable truths you find in the Word of God, and then asked our church members to write the daily devotionals to that. And so it's been a church effort. Folks have responded well, obviously, with 1,400 people who show up and say, hey, we want to know about these truths.
Really important stuff happening over at Trinity Baptist Church. We thank you for coming by and talking to us about it.
Thanks for having us again, Amy. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we're going to wrap it all up for you. Stay with us.